This is Chris with Space Cabin Audio. Today we're going to learn how to program the paradiddle. Let's do it. The paradiddle is one of my favorite rudiments to program. It can really give a song life and feel and drive. So let's do it. Let's figure out how to program a paradiddle. So what is a paradiddle? A paradiddle consists of two single strokes followed by a double stroke. For example, you'll go right, left, right, right. Or alternatively, you can go left, right, left, left. When multiple paradiddles are played in succession, the first note always alternates between right and left. Therefore, a single paradiddle is often used to switch the lead hand when you're playing. Lucky for us, we're actually not playing, we're programming, so we can take a look at it in a bit of a different way. I'm going to start with my velocity at about 110. My grid is set to 16th notes here. And I'm just going to grab my pencil tool and go down to my snare, which is on D1. And I'm going to come right here. And I'm just going to program in 8 16th notes. If I was to play this right now, this is really just a single stroke rudiment. To turn this into a paradiddle, we're going to have to take a look at the musical notation of what a paradiddle is. You'll see that the first note is accented and the next three notes are unaccented. So to start off, I'm going to actually take these three notes and I'm just going to pull them down right now. I'm not going to worry about where I'm taking them. I'm just going to bring them down so that we can hear what it sounds like. So this would be a paradiddle in succession. So it would be right, left, right, right, left, right, left, left. Let's take a listen to how this sounds. Let's listen one more time. Kind of funny, right? It sounds like paradiddle, paradiddle. We have to take into account where the drummer is changing their hands. Usually that note's going to be a little bit louder because they're changing over and you know, it's hard to keep things consistent when you're changing hands. A really good drummer can get close, but it will never be accurate. So I'm going to turn this one up just a little bit where the hand change comes in. I'll do that over here as well. Again, I'm not going to try and get it exact so each one is the same because a real drummer would never have that happen. The other thing I'm going to do is, since this is an accented note and this is an upstroke, I'm going to pull this down just a little bit, just so that they're just a bit quieter. And then I'm just going to vary these up a smidge. Let's take a listen now. This is probably starting to sound really, really familiar. This is a really common fill, and if we really wanted to take it further, we could duplicate this down the timeline. So if we listen to this over and over and over again, it's going to sound a bit strange, but here we go. Okay, now that's cool. How could we make this work better for us? Well, the answer is in velocity. So if I take these and pull these all down just a little bit, I'll take these, pull them down, but you'll notice that I'm going to leave a gradual raise in how all of this is happening. They're all getting slightly louder as we move them up. Here we go. That one I'll leave, and this one I'm going to turn up just a little bit. Here we go. So now we're going to have a paradiddle that raises in amplitude throughout the duration of it. Let's take a listen. I've changed my tempo to 120, so let's hear how this sounds at speed. Okay, now this is getting really cool. I'm going to adjust these just a little bit more, just to give them a little bit more action. Get them happening so that they're really pounding in our face. There we go. I'm going to crank this one way up. And I'm going to take these three and I'm going to bring them up. They're just not quite sitting right for me right now. Okay, let's take a listen now. All right, now this is a fill we've all heard a million times. And it can sure make things sound alive and it will really push the fill along. I'm going to go back a few episodes of Think Like a Drummer and talk about the drag rudiment. Now, the drag, we remember, is two taps followed by an accented note. The taps are usually 32nd notes or 16th notes. I'm going to choose 32nd notes right now. And I'm going to change my velocity here down to about 30. And choose my pencil tool. And I'm going to put a little drag right before this accent, right here. Remembering that the second note's usually going to be a little bit quieter. And let's hear what it sounds like when we combine these rudiments now. When we combine these rudiments, this is when things can get really interesting. Just going to bring this drag down a little bit more. There we go. So now we're having a drag rudiment leading us into the paradiddle. Okay, now we're adding some drumming life into it. Thanks for checking out the video on programming the paradiddle. Remember, don't be afraid to change up the kit pieces and spread this rudiment out across the drum kit. This is Chris with Space Cabin Audio, and stay tuned for our next video. If you like this video, like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Also, check out some of our drum libraries at spacecabinaudio.com.